and welcome to Coffee with Craig. Earlier this year, we launched this interactive web series as a new way to communicate with you, our customer. It was received so well that we decided to continue this series as a part of our InMotion promotion. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone on the front line who made such great sacrifices during the COVID-19 crisis and continue to do so for the better of our community today. We'd also like to thank the advocates and resources who support the wheelchair community. During this year's InMotion, we are privileged to share some of their stories in a new way. We're going to continue our 5th episode of Coffee with Craig by introducing you to Hillary Muehlberger, Miss Wheelchair America 2020. Hillary was crowned Miss Wheelchair America last July in Little Rock, Arkansas. She competed as Miss Wheelchair Missouri and is the first representative of Missouri to ever win the crown. Hillary has been representing the Miss Wheelchair organization for the past year and will continue to do so for another year, but more on that later. Good morning, Hillary. Welcome to Coffee with Craig.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So, Hillary, for those unfamiliar with the Miss Wheelchair organization, can you tell us a little bit about the competition and how this differs from a traditional pageant?
Absolutely. So, Miss Wheelchair America is an organization based solely upon women advocates in wheelchairs. You compete at the state level, you develop a platform of your choosing, something that you feel super passionate about, something that you may have already advocated for in the past. You develop a speech, you go through judging interviews, you meet so many other women in wheelchairs, which is like the huge plus for me. I had never seen that many women in wheelchairs in the same place at the same time ever. And so that was incredibly inspiring. But you, like I said, you go through the judging interviews, you get to do workshops with different companies and like MobilityWorks, and you get to learn more about different resource groups within our community, which is invaluable in my opinion. And then crowning night comes and they pick their top 5, and then you have to answer questions on stage, which is a little scary.
Yeah.
A little intimidating. And then they crown a winner. So it, like I said, it's based completely on advocacy. It's not a beauty pageant. We're actually no longer calling it a pageant. We're calling it a competition.
Great. Sounds good. So now that we know exactly what Miss Wheelchair America is all about, can you tell us what your platform was and how you're communicating that through your reign right now?
Sure. So my platform is Achieving Independence Through Adaptive Sports. I play wheelchair tennis, and last year I had the honor of competing at the US Open, which was mind-blowing. There was competitors from all over the world, which was crazy. But I've gotten to go to a lot of the abilities expos and talk to other sport organizations within our community and meet so many other really inspiring people who have taught me a lot about growing our programs here in Missouri and then associating our organizations nationwide. Another big project that I'm working on and have been working on since I was crowned was our all-inclusive playground here in Greenwood, Missouri. So we're working really hard on that, and I think that we might actually have it done by this time next year. So we're excited about that. Yeah,
that's great. Now, people may not even know, but you're actually a US Open medalist, correct?
Yes. So I took 3rd in men's C doubles, and then I took 2nd in women's A doubles.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So I know that COVID-19 has had an impact on many of our lives this year, and I'm sure that's no different from you. And I'm sure it's significantly changed your reign. Tell us what's changed a little bit, pre-COVID versus post-COVID.
I'm home so much more, which in the beginning, it was super nice to just kind of have a little bit of a break because I was running constantly. There were nights where I'd wake up and forget which city I was in. And so and like I said in the beginning, it was kind of nice. It was like having a little bit of a break. Then things got really slow and I'm getting antsy. So I've taken a good time to be able to do either Teams meetings or things of that nature with people who are inpatient or are newly injured and kind of do a peer-to-peer event where they're able to ask me whatever questions it is that weighs heavy on their mind, and we're able to talk about whatever their fears are upon leaving their inpatient stay. And I think that that's been a really awesome way for me to be able to continue to be involved and give back to our community. I had so many people before when I was inpatient that did that for me, and so it's been a really awesome opportunity to be able to give that back. So that's been a really big focus, that and the playground, of course.
Gotcha. So I know that this has opened the door for the Miss Will organization to do something a little bit different. It's my understanding that you're actually going to be the crowned winner for 2 years. Because of COVID, they weren't able to have the pageant. And I believe they have a new program, which is something that actually you recommended, called Dust Off Your Crown. Can you tell us a little bit about what Dust Off Your Crown is?
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So since I was gifted another year of my reign, I thought that since we were coming up on our 50th year anniversary of Miss Wheelchair America, that it would be a really cool opportunity for us to visit with national title holders past and ask them to dust off their crowns and get back out there and make appearances with their crowns and their sash, or just do interviews with us. And we're going to start a series on our social media pages of sort of these little 15-minute interviews that we'll do with them. We'll talk about what their platforms were when they were Miss Wheelchair America and how they've continued, or how their platforms have changed over time, which I think is really interesting. I'm so excited. I've gotten to meet a few of our past national title holders at expos and other events, and their knowledge and their presence alone makes me so much more passionate about what it is that I'm doing. And I've learned so much from them. And I think that it's the biggest lesson that any of us can learn, is that if we remain teachable and we hear these women out, I mean, some of these women are doctors and published authors, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I'm so excited to bring these women back and do a whole event of just, look at what we've done, look at where we've come from, look at the advocates that have come out of Miss Wheelchair America. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, so it actually kind of leads me into my next question. So next year will actually be the 50th anniversary of the Miss Wheelchair organization as a whole.
Yes.
So I know they're planning a humongous celebration. I believe the competition is going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan next year. Can you tell us a little bit about what are the things you're going to do to celebrate the competition, and what are some of your goals heading into it?
So Shelley Luce, our president, has been working diligently. She has been sifting through newspapers for the past, going all the way back to our very first competition. She is putting together a whole haul of history, and it is insanity. I don't know how she's gotten through all of this stuff. I think she said that there were thousands of articles that she's been through, and just an insane amount of information. But it's so neat to see our history being told through newspapers and interviews and things of that nature. So we're going to have a whole hall at nationals of just our history. Pictures of our former title holders. We're hoping to maybe even have a hall of crowns, where we'll have the crowns from our past title holders, at least a handful of them. I think that will be really, really neat. But I think that Dust Off Your Crowns is going to be a really big point of celebration for us. Like I said, to bring these women back is not only is it cool, but it's such a neat opportunity for me as the current national title holder to be able to associate with these women. I mean, that was really one of the huge things about getting involved with Miss Wheelchair America anyways, is to be able to learn from these other advocates and to grow my advocacy based on what their teachings are. And I'm extremely excited. I don't know if you can
That's great. That's great.
I'm super excited.
Now, I know one of the other goals that they have, that the organization as a whole has, is for the 50th anniversary, you're looking to make sure that all 50 states are being represented.
Yes. 50 and
So
50.
50 and 50. So maybe there are some women out there who are watching today who may want to get involved with the organization.
Sure.
How would they get in touch with you or the organization in whole?
So if you go to the Miss Wheelchair America website, you can get in contact with us there, or you can contact me directly through my social media, and I can definitely point you in the right direction.
Yep.
We also have a toll-free number. It's 1-800-MISS-WHEEL, 1-800-MS-WHEEL.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hillary, I want to thank you for your time today, as well as sharing how the Miss Wheelchair organization is empowering women across the country to advocate in their own communities. We look forward to following you in the remainder of your reign. And please join us in 2 weeks when we wrap up our InMotion series and announce our next Coffee with Craig series. Have a great day.